Peace, peace, peace. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those of you who don't know, it's your boy Vic Slaying Hope. I got another video for y'all. So in this video, I just wanna go over my thoughts about what's going on with the drill music. There's been a lot of talk surrounding like drill. Um, so it's the DJs. I know y'all probably heard about DJ Drewski and I forgot what other DJ talking about they're not gonna play drill music no more. And like now you got the mayor coming out talking about trying to get drill music removed from social media. So there's a lot of stuff being talked about the drill music. So I wanna show y'all the video clips because I also have a video clip of like Fabio Foreign talking about the whole drill stuff. So I want to give my 2 cents after I play the video. So I'm gonna play these few videos and then I'm gonna get into like my little commentary. So I'm gonna play the first video right now.
And I had no idea what drill rapping was, but I called my son and he sent me some videos, and it is alarming. And we are going to pull together the social media companies and sit down with them and state that you have a civic and corporate responsibility. You know, I mean, we pulled Trump off Twitter because of what he was spewing. Yet we
So that's the first video. I'm gonna play the next clip.
I know like the police and everybody and they be looking at like niggas starting trouble and niggas ain't really starting trouble. They trying to feed their kids. They trying to take away the drill music off the radio. They trying to stop it from being on the radio. And we having meetings with the Bronx Borough President, T.T. Torres, Pop Smoke Moms, T.Dot Mom. We have a meeting with everybody and they trying to let them know it's not the music that's killing people. It's the music that's helping from the hood get out the hood. You feel me? So we need that. If you take that from niggas gonna be in the hood killing each other and going crazy on each other.
I think he got a point, but let me play the next video.
It's niggas out there that don't even write their own music. So if you going to indict niggas and would light niggas up off their music, then that means you gotta go lock Denzel up for being a bad cop in Training Day. It's like you gotta lock up you gotta hold them accountable too. You can't just act like and target niggas because niggas making music and they feel like that's the lowest form of entertainment. Why they rich? Why they buying these cars? Why they got this much? It just I don't fuck with that. You know what I mean?
I ain't gonna lie. He was wilding with that go lock up Denzel for Training Day. He was wilding. I get what he was trying to say though. And I kind of agree with Fabio Foreign. I agree in the when he said that like music is helping people get out the hood and do certain things. You know, I agree with that. I definitely agree. A lot of people, a lot of artists have opened up doors for their families through music, right? A lot of people have been able to do things. A lot of people have been able to help others. They've been able to change their lifestyle and other people's lifestyle through the music. So I kind of agree when he says that, like, yo, like this is how we feeding our families. This is like, you know, the things that we are doing. However, however, I think that it's very interesting to me because I feel like the music industry ain't never give a fuck about like what we had going on, right? Dave Chappelle mentioned this, right? He said it's crazy how, you know, when the baby you know, he's just saying it's crazy how like in music you could rap about killing another man, degrading women, all types of violations, and it don't mean nothing. But the moment you say something about somebody gay, right, or Jew, or you know, or any of these people who, you know, have some type of power and you know what I'm talking about. So it's funny how you can't say certain things about certain people, right? You can't talk about certain things. You can't, but it's like when it comes to like black folks and they're killing and they're smoking on this and then doing that and degrading our women and talking crazy all sorts of ways, there's no problem with that. So I think that this is kind of like a shift. I think there's a shift of like, I guess, trying to hold people accountable now. And I kind of like I kind of agree with it. So when it comes to this whole topic, like I'm kind of like, like I agree. I think that they been should have been doing stuff like this. They been should have been holding people accountable. Because I feel like it has gotten out of hand. I'm not gonna lie. There's always been gangster rap. There's always been yo, good looking Brody. There's always been gangster rap, right? There's always been that type of music that just hype you up, just talk about experiences. Well, I mean, most of the music is about your experiences, right? But there's always been like a gangster genre. I don't think at first it probably wasn't, but like when the streets got involved with hip hop, um it kind of like changed, right? So when you had these drug kingpins trying to clean their money through the industry, I feel like when gangsters started to come into the industry, right? It kind of like shifted and changed. So yeah, but there's always been that type of music, right? That type of aggression, that type of like competitive nature. I just feel like I just feel like like I just feel like it got out of hand. I just feel like the whole shit about talking about somebody dead son, the whole shit about talking about you smoking on somebody like family member who passed away. Like I just feel like these kids have taken it way too far. And it's not even just kids, because 5 years, 30 years old, 31, 32, whatever. He's a grown ass man, right? Thank you, thank you. I just think that it just got out of hand. Shit is crazy. It's like, at what point in time is it like cool to talk about somebody dead? Like, like I be watching some of these videos. These kids be going to like different dudes' blocks, their ops, like kicking over their candles, like doing this shit at the grave, like peeing on, like it's just be a whole bunch of craziness, right? And I think that that's taking it a whole other step forward. You know, that shit took it a whole nother step forward, because I feel like when you violate Walaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. When you violate somebody that died, that's something very close. It's something very emotional to people. So when you go into somebody's block and you kicking over their candles and you making a song talking about, that's why your man's is dead. That's why this, that's why that. You're really riling up the emotions in people. You know what I'm saying? Definitely, definitely hit the like button. You are riling up emotions in people. And we know this is why the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said he advised the man to not get angry, right? The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he also said, the strong is not the one who overcomes people with his strength. He said the strong is the one who controls himself when he's angry. And we know when we get angry, a lot of times we can't control ourselves. And this is why he said, it's you are very strong if you can control yourself when you're angry. So if we understand how we get when we get upset, like listen, I almost lost my mind one day when I was angry. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I get it. That's why I don't like to get angry. I don't like to argue. I don't like to get into to the back and forth, the bickering. I don't like to get into a lot of things because I already know how I get when I get angry. You know, so at the end of the day, what I'm trying to say is that like when you understand how angry, and when you angry, you can't think straight and you're liable to do and make stupid decisions and mistakes. Think about when one of these dudes, you just lost your friend, and one of these dudes go rap over a song, and he talk about how we just killed your mans. Think about just what that does to your mind. Just listening to somebody violating your family member that's dead, your friend, your homie. Just think about it. You know what I'm saying? Just think about it. Think about how would you feel, right? And think about if you're a street dude and you run in the streets, you liable to do something stupid. So I agree, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if the music and the content, the shit that they're saying, right? Like, we killed your mans, y'all ain't doing nothing, y'all ain't sly, y'all ain't do this, we smoking on this, we smoking on that. I can see how that riles up people. You know what I'm saying? Get people upset. You know what I'm saying? Good looking, bro. Definitely. The smoke will never clear. But yeah, like, I just feel like I get it. Like I feel like even Pop Smoke, I don't know if he ever mentioned anything about smoking on anybody, like smoking on somebody dead ops. But I feel like a lot of that shit was some Chicago shit, And I feel like now New Yorkers are doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? Now people in New York is out here doing the same shit, like talking about we smoking on this, we smoking on that. Yeah, so I just feel like I agree, man. I feel like that genre, like that whole smoking on this, smoking on that is rallying up a lot of people. It's getting people, it's getting people. Yeah, man, like I get it, man. I get it. And I agree. I feel like DJs need to start banning some of this shit, right? I feel like some songs, like damn, I feel like a lot of Pop Smoke shit. You know what I'm saying? He was talking on, he was talking a little about that mess, but it was also like party songs. You feel me? Like I feel like even Big Drip, right? Like Big Drip is like, it's like you kind of talking some shit, but like it's also like a party song. It's certain songs that are like party songs, right? And then there's certain songs that they just strictly violate. They just going ham. Kind of hot, man. I'm cooking oxtails. You know what I mean? But so yeah, I don't know how they're gonna pull it off, man. I don't know if that's gonna work. I don't know. I mean, it's gonna work because at the end of the, well, it could work because at the end of the day, social media censors a lot of stuff, right? Like you can't make certain comments, you can't make certain posts because social media got the ability. Mark Zuckerberg, right? They got the ability to ban you, to stop you from going live, to stop you from doing certain things. So it's gonna be interesting to see how it shifts, though. It's gonna be interesting to see what type of music these dudes gonna make. Because they're gonna have to be real creative. Now you're really gonna see who nice and who not, right? They're gonna see who gonna survive and who not gonna survive. Yo, make sure y'all hit the like button though. You're gonna see who gonna survive in the game and who not gonna survive. And I think it's gonna be more competitive. I think it's gonna be what it's gonna be. Like you're gonna see who survive and who don't survive, who fall off and who stay on. Because a lot of times these new dudes, all they really talking about is the ops, right? All they really talking about is violating somebody. All they really talking about is what we did to your mans. Or like that's most of the content, right? So I want to see. It's gonna be interesting to see the type of stuff that these dudes come out with. And some dudes going. Who y'all think gonna stay afloat? Who y'all think gonna fall off? Um, it's gonna be very interesting to see. Hey, Hannah. Um, you know, yeah. So I don't know exactly how it's gonna work, but I think it could be done. I think they definitely could make it work. They definitely could get social media because at the end of the day, social media is on. Snapchat, well, not really Snapchat, but like Facebook, IG, all of that stuff is owned by like Mark Zuckerberg, right? Or Facebook, right? So I think it's gonna be a way that's gonna be able to be done. Um, I don't think it's on there. Yeah, so I feel like, but I agree with Fabio. I feel like at the same time, you know what I'm saying? I agree that they should take that shit off, but I also feel like could they be possibly do they really care? You know what I'm saying? That's my whole thing. My whole thing is like, do they really care about us though? Because I feel like they haven't never cared about us. So my whole thing is like, are they really doing this because they really care? So when Fabio was saying like, like dudes is kind of mad, like, oh look, they getting rich, they doing this, they doing that, like they got these cars, they living life. Um, so I'm thinking about that because it's like, yo, did they ever care? Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. I just feel like they never cared. These people have never ever cared about the shit that happens to black people. They have never cared about the genocide that's going on in our communities. They have never cared about the conditions that we lived in. They have never brought no help. They have never really done much for us. So when they come from the standpoint of, oh, the violence, is it more so to look good? You know what I'm saying? Are they just trying to look good, or are they really, trying to stop the madness? Do they really care about us? And I don't think it's care for us, you know. Honestly, I don't think it's care for us. I just think the city just starting to look bad. I feel like that's what it is. I think the city's starting to look bad. Somebody asked me, do I think New York City is dangerous right now? I don't know, man. To be honest, man, I don't hang out in certain places. I don't put myself in certain environments. Some things you can't avoid, right? But a lot of times when I go hang out, like I don't hang out in certain places. I don't fraternize and I don't hang out. You're not gonna catch me on a corner. You're not gonna catch me in hot blocks. You're not gonna catch me in certain places. I just don't do that. I remove myself from a lot of situations. So a lot of times I don't really see a lot of stuff that goes on. I don't watch the news So I might see little clips on Instagram or somebody talking about it on YouTube maybe, but for the most part, I don't think it's very dangerous. I just think it's dangerous for those people who, if you're playing the game, it's dangerous for you, right? And sometimes people get caught in a crossfire. You just happen to live in a neighborhood. You just happen to be walking through certain parts, right? And that's unfortunate. I get that. But I feel like for the most part, if you avoid certain parties, if you avoid certain neighborhoods, if you can, if you avoid certain people, I think for the most part you're gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying? And I seen it because what I'm saying, I don't really be getting into stuff. I stay away from stuff. You know what I mean? Um, so do you think New York City has lost its identity? I feel like a lot of states have lost their identity. Somebody asked me, do I feel like New York City, if New York City has lost their identity with the music and the gang culture? I remember one time everybody wanted to be from New York City. Yeah, I think social media has messed up everything. There used to be a time when you be able to travel and you go to different states and you go to different places, and people were unique. People dressed uniquely. People did certain things, right? um they had something, that certain things that were peculiar. Peculiar meaning like like unique to their own communities or to their own state or to their own fashion, like they had their own little thing. Now when you travel, everybody dressed the same way. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got the same jeans on, everybody got the same shoes, everybody got the same haircuts, the hairstyle, everybody got the same thing. Everybody got the, even you see all these men, you go to different states, they're all rocking the little purses and stuff. Like, I mean, like everybody got the same swag now. It's actually corny. There's no individuality. Everybody's doing the same thing. So when I go to Detroit, they dress the same, right? When you go to certain parts, you know what I'm saying. When you go to, like, maybe you go to, like, Chicago or whatever, right? When I went to Wales, like, I've been mad places, right? I've been to, like, Baltimore. Like, yeah, you're gonna see a little difference, but I feel like because social media pushes out the trend, right? Like, what's trending? Or these jeans are trending, these shirts are trending, these hoodies are trending, these purses are trending. So a lot of things is trendy and people are following it. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times we're influenced by the rappers, right? So I think that, yeah, like, I think a lot of places are losing their individuality. I feel like even New York, right? I think a lot of people always come to New York. People try to make it in New York. So I think New York is a big market. They always say if your music make it to New York, then you hitting. You know what I'm saying? Like, and don't get me wrong, down south got like their own little market, but like to make it to New York radio station is big. So yeah, I think, yeah, a lot of people, a lot of states have lost their individuality. So I would say that. Yeah, I am making the accent. You know what I mean? Um, yeah, yo, I like how you put it in caps. You funny. So right now, I feel like it was more dangerous when I was running around the street. I feel like it's more cameras now. I feel like people are getting caught. The problem is a lot of these kids don't care if they get caught. They just want a name. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't care. Like, the dudes don't be caring. A lot of dudes getting caught. So I feel like if you look at crime, right, overall, it was higher back then, right? Like 10 years ago, crime was higher than now, right? It was more murders back then than there is now, right? Is there a slight rise from, like, the last 2 years? Yes, there's has been a rise in crime. Um, but yeah, I don't, like, again, bro, I don't see people are shooting people and are doing a whole bunch of shit that maybe they wasn't really doing before. But I just think the only difference is more, it's more cameras. Everybody is recording something. Everybody is recording shit nowadays. Like, people are so quick to pull out their cell phone for everything. So you got to be mindful when you're out there doing stuff, man. So I just watched a video of some dude recording me. It's crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? I almost got into a situation. Dude was acting mad tough, like he wanted his medicine, and I was about to give him his medicine. You know, and yeah, man, and then I was like looking through this dude page, man, and this dude got a video of me, like, crazy. I'm glad I ain't do nothing to that dude, but, like, whatever. I was, someone was acting like, whatever, and I was like, whatever. And yeah, man, like, this dude got me on the whole video. Like, come on, and he got it on goddamn Instagram. Like, but this is the shit that people do, man. People are recording, man. Somebody always recording, somebody always looking out the window, and then you got to worry about the cameras that are already set up in the streets, right? So it's crazy, man. Like, shit is crazy out there. But somebody asked me something, bro. Yeah, so a lot of drill shit about to fall off, man. A lot of drill shit. If this works out, I feel like if this works out, I think a lot of rappers are gonna evaporate. So a lot of dudes better start thinking what their new job gonna be, or they better invest some of that money, and be smart. Google start going. You know what I'm saying? Like, so they need to do that. But that was just my point. Yo, I appreciate this, brother. I definitely appreciate this. So, like, that's just what I think. I don't think they really care about us. I just think New York City's starting to look bad, and they just wanna, you know, they trying to make it look like they're doing something, or they care about the people. They don't really care about us. But I'm about to get up out of here. Yeah, police been getting popped though. That's nothing new. Um, I feel like police been getting popped. So yeah, they never cared. They never cared about us. So I don't. But I'm about to get up out of here. I don't want to drag this live. I just wanted to talk about the climate, about what they're talking about, drill music, what they're talking about doing, what they're talking about changing. Make sure y'all like the video. If y'all like the message, so it can circulate. Um, yeah, like you see, like these kids are dying, man. I'm getting out of New York City. Yeah, I'm trying to get out of New York City too. Yeah, like these kids are dying. You're right though. So let's see, just do so that you can carry. Yeah, I still live in New York. Somebody asked me if I still live in New York. Yeah, I definitely still live in New York. I want to leave though. I'm planning on moving somewhere, but like I need to do it right. I want to do it. Thank you, Hannah. I want to do it right. When I leave, I don't want to leave and come back. I don't want to be somewhere else, and I definitely don't want to move from New York City, from like a hood in New York City, and go live in a hood in a different state. I think that defeats the purpose. I see a lot of times people leave one ghetto and go to another ghetto. I don't think that makes sense. I think if you're able to live in a better community in New York, everything's expensive. So if you're able to move somewhere else and live in a better community, you should do that. But if you're gonna move from a hood in New York City and go to another hood to have to try, because at the end of the day, you're familiar with your hood in New York City. You know how to navigate it. When you go somewhere else and you have to navigate somebody else's hood, I don't think that's smart. I don't think it's smart to go somewhere else. Even when you're raising children, if you're raising children in New York City, you can still kind of teach them the ropes in a certain way in New York because you grew up here. You know the ins and outs. But when you go to a different city and you don't really know the ins and outs, and you out here trying to, you know what I'm saying, raise a child, and you don't really know the ins and outs of a new city, it's kind of tough, man. It's gonna be tough on your child. So you got to be mindful of some of those things. Um, People are shooting. Yeah, I think, yeah, man, people been dying. People always die way more. About the Super Bowl, I don't even care about the Super Bowl, to be honest. I really don't care about the Super Bowl. My team is the Jets. They ain't make it. They ain't been to the playoffs in like 11, 12 years. So, I really don't really care about the Super Bowl. I really don't care about the performance. I really don't be caring about none of that stuff, to be honest. Um, so, me too. I was thinking about Texas too. I definitely was thinking about going to Texas. Yeah, I'm about to go bust these oxtails down. Matter of fact, they simmering down right now. You know what I'm saying? They simmering down on Miami. Now I don't really want to get Miami. Miami's a party city. I can't. I don't want to be in a party city. Nah, the oxtail's not dry, man. You know, you gotta cook them low heat. You know what I mean? Cook them low heat. You know what I mean? Come on, man. But I'm gonna probably show y'all a picture. I might show y'all a picture. A video from the person was, yeah, first one, bro. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, you tuning in. Um, but I'm out to go, man. I should do a Q&A. Probably. I don't know. Yeah, I'll be cooking. You know, I gotta cook, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, my mother raised me to never need a woman. You know, that's just how she raised me. She raised me to never need a woman. I have a friend that lived in Vegas. Well, she lived, well, Nevada, right? That's the state. She lived out there. But yeah, my mother raised me to never need a woman, right? Like that's how my grandmother raised her kids. My grandmother didn't raise her children with like gender roles. Like everybody cooked, everybody cleaned. My mother, she kind of was the same way. Like at 12, she was like, yo, you're gonna start doing your own laundry. You know, like around 13, 14, like I was already cooking my own meals. So yes, my mom didn't play. Like she was just like, I used to be home and I used to be, but I'm going away from the things. I don't want to go away. But yeah, I used to be home And a lot of times I used to call my mom and tell her to bring me food. And like once I learned how to cook, she taught me how to cook. She was never bringing me home any food. She was just like, you better make some food. There's food in the house, you know. So it was kind of torture. A lot of times I don't like to cook, um, but I gotta do what I gotta do. It's a survival skill, and I think everybody should have survival skills. I think men and women should have survival skills. But yeah, those are my thoughts. Those are my thoughts on the drill scene, on what's going on. And yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how this thing unfolds, you know. But let me get up out of here. I'll probably do another live because I also want to talk about the Kodak stuff. But I don't want to do it here. So I'm gonna talk about it in a different video. Yeah, cooking with Vic coming soon. I should do that. You just gave me an idea. But yeah, man, if y'all like the video, share it, like it. Till next time, y'all be safe out there. Peace.